This morning I want you to hear a faith story. In fact, I'm going to ask Shannon Martin to go ahead and come join me on the platform this morning. Her and her family went through an experience about 3 years ago that was about as difficult as any family could go through. And I've asked her to come this morning to speak about that circumstance, but more importantly, to speak about God's faithfulness through that circumstance. So would you welcome Shannon Martin to this platform today?
Good morning. My name is Shannon Martin, and I was born and raised here in Tulsa. I was a very shy kid growing up. My sister would get the complaints from the teachers that she talked too much. My teachers would call just to make sure I knew how to talk. The summer before my freshman year, I went to a local church camp with a friend where I got saved. I was baptized a year later alongside my dad. I met the love of my life, Clay Martin, my junior year in high school, and started attending First Baptist Church with him. We were married in 1998. We were blessed with two amazing, healthy children, Chase and Mackenzie. Our life was pretty smooth sailing until July 9th, 2014. We were away visiting my sister's family in Atlanta, Georgia. The night before we were to come back home, Mackenzie became ill, what we first thought is possible food poisoning or a stomach bug. She was sick all night. Once back in Tulsa, she started turning for the worse. We took her to the ER where we were told she had a possible ruptured appendix. Mackenzie went into surgery that night where they performed a laparoscopic procedure believing they had cleaned her out. She remained in the hospital for 6 days, then released home. 1 week later, Mackenzie crashed. We rushed back to the ER. They found multiple abscesses and her white count was extremely elevated. They diagnosed her with sepsis. We called in a different surgeon. He rushed up to our hospital room, and he explained that he was going to take her to surgery quickly and open her up. He saw my husband and I's puzzled faces and proceeded with, "Your daughter is dying and needs to get to the OR quickly. She will have a large scar, but you will have your daughter. That's where we're at." Hearing those words, "Your daughter is dying," sent us down to our knees, praying harder than we had ever prayed before, even bargaining with God to please not take our daughter. We would do anything. She made it through surgery. We thought we had gotten through the storms with the 2 surgeries. About a week later, we got the news that another abscess had formed, a night I will never forget. My daughter, husband, and I were alone in the room playing music on Mackenzie's iPad. The song Oceans from Hillsong came on. We all 3 sat there singing with all our hearts. A few of the lyrics read, "You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown where my feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery. In oceans deep my faith will stand, and I will call upon your name. And keep my eyes above the waves. When ocean rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine." Even though we felt as if we were literally drowning, we knew God was in control and to keep our faith. They were able to drain the abscess without taking her back to surgery. Mackenzie stayed in the hospital for a month. We have an amazing village and church family who wrapped their arms around us and continued to pray. The Adult 5 class brought in a prayer pager. At first, we'd jump every time it would go off, and then we got used to it. And that pager went off all day long, day after day, and gave us reassurance that we were being prayed for. A few months after leaving the hospital, Mackenzie's hair started falling out as if she had had chemotherapy due to the stress that her body had gone through and losing over 30 pounds in 30 days. Being a teenage girl in middle school, this brought many tears. Hair doesn't just grow back long, it grows in stages and would stick out. A year later, Mackenzie had thick, natural curled hair. Not curly, but hot-rolled natural curl. She wakes up looking like a movie star that just got her hair done. She gets compliments all the time. I always follow them with "God blessed her with the rainbow" after her flood. Mackenzie has overcome so many obstacles, and she is the toughest person I know. She's a healthy 6-foot girl who can easily run 4 to 6 miles in cross-country training. In the storm, there were many times I asked and I even yelled, "God, are you here? Are you listening?" When we got to the other side of the storm, I now look back and I see that God was always there and he never left us. Deron has encouraged us to talk to God when times are good, so we will be prepared when times are bad. Clay would use Isaiah 26:3 when we prayed, which tells us if we want perfect peace, we should remain steadfast on the Father. While we weren't always steadfast and we didn't always have peace in the biggest storm of our lives, I am so thankful that he is God and he was in control. Thank you.